Hi, I'm Subhadeep, a postdoc here, and I did the title of my talk is Hydrodynamics, Superfluidity, and Giant Number Fluctuations in a Model of Self-Propelled Particles. So I did this work with Tanmoy and Punnabrata in SN Bose Center, and Orghodas is here. So a motivation. We motivated from the bacterial motion. So how bacteria moves? Bacteria moves, a persistent motion in a same direction, and suddenly it changes direction by a sudden tumble. So until it tumbles, it go in a same direction. So we motivated from this, and we say that it will do a long jump in a time, and until it tumbles. So the jump length can be anything. So we draw from that jump length from a distribution. So motivated by this model, we design a lattice model, a model on lattice, and we and one more thing is this. I will come to the model later in details. So one more thing, that this active type of system, which we don't need an introduction. So they show some anomalous macroscopic properties like cluster formation, giant number fluctuations, etc. Starting from a simple solvable microscopic model, we are going to provide a mechanisms so that we can describe the these anomalous macroscopic properties of active systems. Okay, so using a theory that will come later. So here is the model. So in this model, that is very simple model. So model is defined on a lattice, 1D lattice, and the particles are hardcore in nature. So in one lattice, maximum one particle can sit. So the occupancy is either 0 or 1. So there are two type of hops. So one is the short hop with rate p. Okay, so in this hop, a particle go in the right or left only 1 unit of length with equal probability, half probability. And in the long hop, so that is selected with rate q, it also goes to right and left with half probability, but with some conditions. So first condition is the jump length L is drawn from a distribution. This is not fixed always. And also this jump length L will depend on the gap, number of consecutive gap after this. Okay, so if the jump length is greater than the gap, then obviously due to hardcore nature, it cannot cross the particle. So it will sit just before that last particle. And if jump length is less than gap, then it will jump L length. So it is clear from this picture here. The jump, suppose L is selected from a distribution and L is 4. So this, suppose this particle is selected for jump, for long jump. So it will try to go L, but there is a particle here. So it will sit here. But if this particle is selected for left jump with L4, it will come here, not here. So there are some configurations which cannot be reversible. I mean, the detail balance violates here. So the model is non-equilibrium. Okay. So this is the model. So we are going to find a hydrodynamic structure for this model using a theory, well-established theory called macroscopic fluctuation theory. Okay. So what macroscopic fluctuation theory tells? So suppose you have many trajectories in phase space. So in phase space means that one point represent one state of the system. So if you coarse-grain a trajectory over space and time, then also the density and currents will be fluctuating quantity. So the blue part is the current. But you notice that this dynamical equation for this density, coarse-grain density, is conserved because is continuity equation. Okay. So because the density is the density of a conserved quantity, like number of particles here. So the number of particles are conserved in this process. So the time evolution equation will be a continuity equation, but still density and current both are fluctuating quantity. So the typical coarse-grain trajectory after coarse-graining, the typical coarse-grain trajectory will satisfy this equation without this noise term. But we are interested in the large deviation of the trajectories. So we did, I mean, this theory actually introduced by this Bartini and his group. So they did a trick. So they apply a small force F in the system such that the typical trajectories in the biased system is equal to the atypical trajectories in the original or unbiased system. So in that condition, they provide this probability distribution, joint distribution for density and current like this. Okay, this is the probability distribution for the typical trajectories in bias system, and also this is also the distribution for atypical trajectories in the original system. Okay, so MFT further, so if we bias the system by a small force F, then what change will occur? So in the hydrodynamic picture, the change will occur is that the hydrodynamic equation will look like this, but here there are two types of currents. This J can be written in two parts. One is the diffusive current given by Fick's law, another is the drift current due to this small force. Okay, this is due to the Ohm's law. So this d rho and chi rho are two density dependent transport coefficient. D rho is called bulk diffusivity and chi rho is called conductivity. So the force will also change the microscopic picture, right? So there were some rates of hopping. So suppose the original hop rates are Cij from site for hopping from site I to j. Now after applying force they will change. So they will change to Cijf. Okay, so how they will change? They will satisfy a local detail balance. So due to local detail balance, it will be given by exponential distribution, exponential of delta E. So what is delta E? Delta E is the energy cost due to a mass transfer of amount delta M from site I to j due to that external force, the small force. This is the energy cost, and the modified rate will satisfy this. So as f is small, we can expand this exponential in this linear form. So
MIT is a function of it, not this.
no, not function. This is multiplied. Yeah. So this is the work done kind of thing, force into displacement times this mass. Okay, you can say f as acceleration then. Okay, so we can write down the modified rate in this way. So it will be more clear if we go to the specific problem. So MFT further suggests we come back to that probability distribution. So if you, so this is a joint distribution of rho and j, but if you integrate out this j, you can get the probability distribution only the density. So from there, with some manipulation, Bartini and their group claim that there exists an Einstein relation which relates a subsystem particle number fluctuation to the ratio of two transport coefficients, okay, chi rho and d rho, where this fluctuation is this. So if you take a large system and you take a large subsystem also and calculate the particle number n in that subsystem and then calculate this scale fluctuation. So they claim that this will satisfy from some class of models. So we are going to check whether this also satisfies for our model also. You notice that our model is non-equilibrium model because it breaks details balance. So n is the number of particles in the subsystem. Okay, if you take subsystem, the rest will act as particle bath. So that is change. That will change every time, right? You calculate that fluctuation. Yeah, everything. Yeah, information of bias and everything will. I mean, non-equilibrium properties will be absorbed by these. Okay, so we use that. This slide is for those who don't understand MFT like me. I mean, I also don't understand. So I need this prescription. So we use the MFT theory as a black box. So I have a microscopic model. So from there, with proper biasing, we will find this hydrodynamic equation. So if we can find this equation, we can identify two density dependent transport coefficients, d rho and chi rho. And we can verify this diffusivity d rho from density spreading in simulation. So this will be responsible for the density spreading, and we verify that. And then we will verify this Einstein relation, where this left hand side is the particle number fluctuation. We calculate from simulation, On the right hand side, this two ratio we calculate from analytics and we compare this result. Because this is force, no? This is typical. This equation is for typical trajectories. So in actual system, it will act as a fluctuating hydrodynamics. This is the trick. Okay, so this equation is for forced system, biased system. Okay, so for case 1, so we take this distribution phi L is simplest one. This is delta. I have 6 minutes. Delta function, and the L is any finite number. So then we can write the average of this occupancy. We can treat as the local density. So we can write the dynamical equation for this local density. To do that, we need to calculate all current, all possible current for all possible moves, right? So for example, I will explain only for one move. So there are many moves. You know, there are short hop, there are long hop. So move to right, move to left. So particle gain, particle loss. So for all possible combination, you need to calculate this current. So this is this is for SH means short hop, and a particle moves to right, and minus means loss particle.
In every relative particle, we try to do either long hop
Or short hop in any direction.
in any direction with equal probability.
Equal probability, half probability. But the choice of short hop and long hop, that is a parameter. And the ratio of this Q and P we will call activity in this system.
But then there is no exponential.
Okay, we can discuss this later. I have only 4 minutes. So, okay, so suppose for this short hop, so this, as it is short hop, the rate will be P, and it is right. So left right is equal with equal rate, that is half. So P by 2 comes here. So this part is for that force part, 1 by Fa by 2. And so it will go to right. So the I from ith side to I plus 1 side, right? So eta I, so ith side should be occupied and I plus 1 side should be unoccupied, so that this move is possible. So this is the total current for this move. Okay, so we can write this average of eta I as rho I and average of eta times eta I plus 1 with this correlator B2. Okay, so B2 is here. So in similar way, we calculate all these things, and we come to this hydrodynamic equation for the whole system of all possible dynamics. So where AI, BI all are some correlators which we calculate. Okay, then we can okay. So there is a mapping from where you can visualize these correlators. So in this mapping, what is said is these particles will be mapped as site in this system, and the gaps after the particles on the right hand of the particle can be treated as a mass in that site. Okay, so in this mapping you can easily visualize these things and calculate these correlators. And if you can calculate these correlators, you can get this hydrodynamic equation.
What is the jump distribution it shows?
This is a delta.
It goes from L to delta.
I mean, jump distribution, jump length distribution, that is delta correlation. For this simple version, we choose this is fixed. But you can try with another kind of phi, then it will be just weighted sum, finally weighted sum over the distribution, nothing else. Okay, so now we rescale this equation, density dynamical equation. So by say x will be just 1 by L, and time will be scaled by T by L square, and the lattice spacing A will be 1 by L. So you can expand all correlators A, B like this, and you can see, okay, so finally you will come to this form of hydrodynamic equation which we tried to achieve. So then if you get this type of structure of that equation, you can identify from that structure this diffusivity and conductivity, what is given by these two equations. Okay, So you calculate A and B from simulation and put them in this structure and calculate the spreading of this of a density fluctuation. So this is the initial density fluctuation. It will spread. So it should obey the diffusivity we calculated. So these points are the simulation, direct simulation, microscopic simulation. So the spreading of that density perturbation, and the line comes from the solving the hydrodynamic equation with the calculated D. Okay, so they agree. So the diffusivity is correct.
What is the
Diffusivity. Diffusivity is this given by this one. We calculate this from simulation, and then we numerically solve this equation. Okay, so initial condition is that perturbation.
then in DL rho is not rho is a constant.
No, rho is not constant. Okay, for this one, rho is constant. I mean, rho is the initial profile, right? Rho will evolve with time, right?
You know this function.
No, we cannot solve this function. I mean, analytically we cannot solve. We will calculate everything numerically here. You know, by extrapolating for different x or interpolating. Yeah. Okay, we can get. Okay, so this is the Einstein relation for suppose L is equal to 2. So we calculated the fluctuation which are represented by points from numeric from direct simulation, microscopic simulation, and the line is the hydrodynamic result, which is the ratio of chi by d, and they agree very well. So we say that an Einstein relation exists for this model, and the special case is interesting where L is infinity. In the previous case, if L tends to infinity, we can calculate both exactly in terms of only solely as a function of rho. We can calculate in a Milne-Field level. Okay, so there also we check this density spreading and also Einstein relation. The funny thing is that interesting thing is that the chi rho diverges here for a particular beyond a particular rho criticality. So beyond some criticality, there is a condensation type of transition where fluctuation, this conductivity diverges. So chi by d also diverges, but the d remains same and constant. Okay, so the fluctuation diverges only due to the conductivity. So you can see from this here. So this is near criticality. So it diverges here. So and also it is captured from the simulation. I mean the analytics. So this is the thing. So in summary, so we define a class of lattice model of active matter. We derive hydrodynamics and calculate two density dependent transport coefficient in one dimension. And the transport coefficient satisfy Einstein relation. So the singularity in conductivity indicates a condensation transition, and beyond criticality, a condensate of gap is found where changing the global density in the ordered phase affects only the condensate size, whereas the density of the bulk superfluid remains, we call it superfluid because the conductivity diverging, so the resistivity is 0. So that is why we call it superfluid, and it remains the same. So a near critical, which I didn't show here. So a near critical analysis shows that the existence of giant number of fluctuation in this system.